What's up, guys? This is gonna be another free-to-play. Well, normally it would be like a free-to-play showcase video for Silverwolf and like should free-to-play players something for, and it's gonna be like very minimalistic teams. However, here I am pacing, literally the picture of the scene right here in Starro. Me next to my PC, pacing back and forth, going, what the hell am I gonna do for this video? Because Robin was pretty easy because it's like, oh well, is Chibi better? Yes, something for Chibi. If not, something for Robin. There you go. That's the video. So I just threw auto. But here I am pacing back and forth, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Silverwolf. How am I gonna do this video? I kind of can't. And that is because Silverwolf is just not good, unfortunately. Silverwolf has a unique mechanic, yes. However, there is another character that we are going to compare her to, and you're pretty much going to understand right then and there why I can't really do a video on her. Um, the only teams you could really run her on are Mono Quantum, which I don't have Sparkle, so that's pretty much out of the question. And then I also have an E2 Acheron, so that's not very free to play ish. So that whole purpose of the video is kind of gone. And one of the best free to play options in the game, probably the best one. I'd say maybe Gallagher. Maybe Gallagher say like a better option for that. So let's say second best is kind of the better option of this unit, right? Now, let's compare them. By the way, the other unit is Pela, right? They're both Nihility characters, so they can run the same Lycones, so we don't really got to talk about those, right? The main thing is Pela is a 4-star, way easier to get, right? She's been free multiple times. She's been on multiple banners. You probably have her, right? Then we look at base HP, attack, defense, right? Obviously, funny enough, Pela actually has 2 more defense than her, but less HP and less attack. That doesn't really matter at the end of the day. The energy is 110 for both, so that'll be there. Pela actually takes less resources as well, so if you're a new player, getting Pela up is going to be cheaper, which, like, I know it's not going to be like, oh my god, that's the defining thing, but I mean, hey, it's worth mentioning, right? So first things first, let's go down to their skills. First skill doesn't matter. The first attack does not matter. It's just their basic attack, right? And then is the skill. So Silverwolf, what she does, she has a chance to add a weakness of a character on your team to the enemy target. So if you're running Mono Quantum, it will implant Quantum Weakness. If you're running characters of multiple elements, it will pick one at random that the enemy does not have. It also reduces the enemy's damage res to that weakness type by 20%, and it will also have a 100% base chance to further reduce all type res of the enemy by 10% for 2 turns, and then it deals damage. That's pretty good. Compared to Pela's, it kind of beats it, just removes 1 buff. That's all Pela's does. W Silverwolf, right? W Silverwolf. Now, unfortunately, this mechanic, while being unique technically to Silverwolf, is now in the game on multiple characters. Firefly implants fire, Boot Hill implants physical, and multiple characters like Rappa or Fugue allow you to deal damage regardless of the weakness. We have it on Phase Out ult, we have an Acheron ult, Fugue gives it to party members, Rappa has it on her enhanced basics. And yeah, so the whole needing Silverwolf to do toughness damage thing is kind of not really a reason to run her, unfortunately. Break teams definitely don't use her. I mean, you could run her on a break team, I guess, but like, bro, no one's running that seriously. Let's be real, right? So luckily, the ult is pretty not bad. The ult is decrease the enemy target's defense by 45% for 3 turns. At the same time, deals damage. And then we look at Pela's. Pela's is at level 12 because I have her, I think the E5 is the ultimate one. You probably have her E6, hopefully. If not, that's fine too. She's still great at E0. Pela does damage and inflicts them with expose. When exposed, enemy's defense is reduced by 42%. Excuse me? Single target 45 for 3 turns or AoE 42 for 2 turns. I know it's a turn less, but Pela also generates her ult way quicker, right? Talent: if an enemy is debuff had Pela's attack, Pela will restore 11 additional energy. Silverwolf's is inflicting bugs, which can reduce the attack by 10, defense by 8, or speed by 6. And yeah, I mean, those are cool, I guess, but funneling 11 energy on an ult that takes 110 is kind of nice, right? Then their techniques is this one just lowers defense by 20%, and then Silver Wolf just does a bunch of toughness damage, right? But whatever, we're not going over a unit over their techniques. Then their bonus traces, right? Silver Wolf, if there are 3 or more debuffs affecting the enemy with the skills used, the skill decreases the enemy's all-type res pen by, all-type res by an additional 3. Duration of the weakness implant is increased by 1, and the bug duration is extended by 1 turn. Then, for Pela, we have using a skill to debuff buffs, increase damage up by 20%, deals 20% more damage to debuff targets, and when Pela's on the battlefield, all allies' effect hit rate increases by 10%. These are like whatever. I think Silverwolf definitely has the better ones, but they're not crazy on Silverwolf's end either, so it's like, stat bonuses, roughly the same effect hit rate, and then some more damage, which is like whatever for these units. Now come the dupes. I'm not going over Silverwolf's dupes because this would be E0 Silverwolf, right? So we're going to go over Pelas. Now, Pelas aren't too crazy. When enemies defeated, regenerate 5 energy. That is a good one. This one increases their speed when you dispel a buff, which is like whatever, situational. E6 is more damage. E4 and E1 are the main ones. You get 5 energy per enemy defeated, and when using a skill, there's a 100% base chance to reduce the target enemy's ice res by 12%. Now, you're not going to always get this, but it is, pretty solid because it makes Pela do, I guess, a little bit more damage. And if you're running her Jinglu, Herda, the Herda, it will help out a little bit. But this one is really nice. Pela is able to get her ult pretty much every 2 uses of her skill, which, I mean, Silverwolf can also skill and get 30 energy, right? But Pela also has other means of getting her ult, right? Which means that using 2 skills and then ulting, the 2-turn ult defense lower is pretty much always up, and it's AoE versus Silverwolf having a single target ultimate, which is pretty unfortunate, right? Now, Silverwolf is going to be doing more damage, and you can run DPS Silverwolf, especially I believe if you have E2. But we're looking at this unit at E0, and at the end of the day, you have a 4-star that's doing pretty much the same job as a 5-star, if not better. So Wolf, yes, has more stuff like the bugs and the weakness implant, but no one really uses the weakness implant anymore. And the rest of the buffs being, debuffs being single target really does hurt this character. So at the end of the day, are you really going to want to spend, unless you really like the character, obviously if you like the character, do what you want, right? But if you're looking for an upgrade, you have Pela. Your Jades would be way better off going towards buffing another character. Like, let's say your Harmony character on the team is like Bronya, right? Getting Sunday or Robin would be a much bigger buff than getting Silverwolf instead of Pela, right? Even if it is only one enemy target, so we can compare them on equal footing, quote unquote. It's like I would be like, okay, so whatever. I'm just gonna focus on getting a better character, a better DPS, a better sustain. It sucks. Luckily they are buffing older characters, so maybe Silverwolf could see some more play. Maybe they make her blast at least, or AOE on the skill, and then blast ult. And then maybe they can make it to where you can pick what weakness you implant, or you have a higher chance of inflicting the party member's weakness and not Silverwolf's. Like, oh, it does, instead of being able to quantum, which is Silverwolf's, it'll do the other 3. That way you will have one less element to worry about. I'll probably make a video on what characters, or sorry, not what characters need certain buffs, but what buffs would help certain characters be better in Star Rail, right? But yeah, no, Silverwolf is just, she's kind of, yeah, it's definitely one of the lower tier characters, unfortunately. I did summon for her and I did pull her. She was very useful at the beginning of the game, but now I just find myself using Pela. And like I said, I can't, it's really hard for me to do a showcase. I don't think anyone that I know has her, or even has her built, if they do have her. But yeah, like I said, I have E2 Acheron, so that's, yeah, the free-to-play showcase is not happening for this character, unfortunately, right? Luckily, I do have everything set for the Boot Hill showcase, so that'll be in probably a few days. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments if you have Silverwolf. How often do you use her? When's the last time you used her? Do you like the character? Are you planning on summoning for Silverwolf? Are you just waiting until maybe she gets buffed in the future? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Hashtag justice for Silverwolf. She's a cool character. She deserves to have some spotlight, please.